Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Anubha Rohatgi and with me is Renu Kataria with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaches Gandhinagar on 3-day Gujarat visit. Reviews activities of Command and Control Center for schools. Prime Minister to dedicate to the nation and lay foundation stone of multiple development projects at Banas Dairy Sankul in Deodar tomorrow. Army Commanders Conference begins in New Delhi to assess national security challenges, Ukraine war impact. Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey appointed the next Chief of the Indian Army. Government sources today categorically denied certain media reports that Goods and Services Tax Council plans to raise 5% tax slab to 8%. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman embarks on US visit to attend World Bank IMF meetings. Union Health Ministry organized block-level health melas at more than 1 lakh Ayushman Bharat health and wellness centers across the country. Government to organize a grand event to mark the 400th Prakash Guru Purab of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji on 20th and 21st of this month in the historic Red Fort. Over 69 lakh metric tons of wheat procured in the country so far in the Rabi marketing season 2022-23. Uttar Pradesh government makes it compulsory to wear face masks at public places in 7 districts of the state. Sports Authority of India sanctions 1.28 crore rupees for participation of 30 wrestlers in Senior Asian Championship in Mongolia beginning tomorrow. And in IPL cricket, match between Rajasthan Royals and Kolkata Knight Riders underway at Brabourne Stadium in Mumbai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that we are fortunate to have the state-of-art technology for our education system. Interacting with the co-coordinators and the students of various schools on the first day of his 3-day visit to Gujarat, Mr. Modi emphasized on nutritional food for students.
हम लोग पोषण अभियान चला रहे हैं. पोषण अभियान के संबंध में ही मानो अपन ऐसा ही चार्ट बना दें. हाँ सर. और उसमें बच्चों को ही कहें ये खाने से इतनी कैलोरी, ये खाने से इतनी कैलोरी, तुम्हें दिन में इतनी कैलोरी तुम्हारे शरीर में जानी चाहिए. और वो टिक मार करेगी मैंने आज ये खाया था, ये खाया था, ये नहीं खाया, ये नहीं खाया, नहीं खाया. वो बच्चे को खुद समझ आ जाए वैसा अगर मैं इंट्रोड्यूस करूं. लेकिन क्या हमारे टीचर्स बच्चों को इसके लिए तैयार कर सकते हैं?
हाँ सर, बिल्कुल. और आपको बताना चाहूंगा सर, आपने अंबाजी में ही 2005 में दूध संजीवनी योजना जो आपने लॉन्च की थी, उससे हमारे ट्राइबल विस्तार में बहुत फायदा हुआ है सर. सब बच्चों की तंदुरुस्ती बहुत ही हेल्दी है सर.
The Prime Minister appealed to coordinators to use this technology for nutritional food for the school children along with learning and assessment. He also asked the coordinators and teachers to focus on physical education in school curriculum. Mr. Modi said that now sports and physical education are part of education under the new education policy. Earlier, the Prime Minister visited the Command and Control Center for schools in Gandhinagar. This state-of-the-art center has been named as Vidya Samiksha Kendra. After reaching the Command and Control Center for schools, the Prime Minister visited various exhibitions and displays and got minute information of its working. He also interacted with cluster coordinators.
कोई बताएंगे मुझे स्टूडेंट्स में से क्या अनुभव आता है, उनका तकलीफ होती है, क्या अच्छा लगता है? वरना ऐसा करते होंगे, जाते होंगे दीक्षा पोर्टल पे और फिर कहीं और चले जाते होंगे.
सर, हमारे दीक्षा पोर्टल का जो कंटेंट वो उतना इंटरेस्टिंग है वीडियोस वाला कि बच्चे हमारे अभिभावकों से हमें पता चला कि बच्चे ज्यादा उसमें इंटरेस्टेड हैं. बच्चों ने और एप्स या और ये जो गेम्स है वो यूज करना बंद कर दिया.
आपको सवाल है कि भाई बच्चों को जब पूछते हैं कि भाई गुजराती लिखने में कितने सक्षम हैं, पढ़ने में कितने सक्षम हैं, और जब उसका आप चार्ट भरते हैं तो मन में रहता तो है कि भाई सच तो बोलना ही पड़ेगा. अब हालत क्या है नीचे, तो प्रेशर तो रहता होगा.
सर, अभी की बात करूं ना तो अभी हमारे पास रीड अलोंग ऐप है, तो उससे बच्चे अभी गुजराती और इंग्लिश की लैंग्वेज में महारत हासिल कर रहे हैं. वो एक ऐसा ऐप है कि जिसमें बच्चे स्वयं शिक्षा लेते हैं. उसमें पॉइंट्स, उसमें गेम्स भी है, बच्चे उससे पॉइंट्स एक्वायर करते हैं. तो ये भी हमें सब्स्टिट्यूट हेल्प भी है.
Tomorrow, the Prime Minister will dedicate to the nation and lay the foundation stone of multiple development projects at Banas Dairy Sankul in Deodar, Banaskantha. He will also lay foundation stone of WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine (GCTM) in Jamnagar. On this occasion, Prime Minister of Mauritius Pravind Kumar Jugnauth and Director General of World Health Organization Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus will also be present. Mr. Modi will also dedicate the Banas community radio station to the nation. This community radio station has been established to provide farmers key scientific information related to agriculture and animal husbandry. It is expected that the radio station will connect with over 5 lakh farmers of about 1,700 villages. On Wednesday, the Prime Minister will inaugurate the Global Ayush Investment and Innovation Summit at Gandhinagar.
President Ramnath Kovind today said that India has had a widespread tradition of Vaad, Vivad and Samvad, and today there is need to reconnect with that heritage. Speaking on the occasion of the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of India International Centre IIC in New Delhi today, the President said India's ancient philosophy called Darshan is often acknowledged to be far more subtle and robust than the best of philosophical works produced elsewhere. He noted that the people, especially the youth, are keen to learn more, not only in terms of facts, but also in terms of tools of critical thinking necessary to arrive at truth. Army Commanders Conference, an apex-level biannual event, has begun in New Delhi today and will continue till the 22nd of this month. The conference is an institutional platform for conceptual-level deliberations, culminating in making important policy decisions for the Indian Army. During the 5-day conference, the senior leadership of the Indian Army will review the operational situation along the active borders, assess threats in the entire spectrum of conflict, and undertake analysis of capability voids to further focus on capability building, development and operational preparedness plans. Discussions on aspects related to infrastructure development in border areas, modernization through indigenization, induction of niche tech and assessment on any impact of the Russia-Ukraine war are also scheduled.
Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey has been appointed as the next Chief of Indian Army. The 29th Army Chief will be the first officer from the Corps of Engineers to become the Chief of Army Staff, succeeding General Manoj Mukund Narvane, who is scheduled to complete his 28-month tenure on 30th of April. An alumnus of the National Defence Academy, Lieutenant General Pandey was commissioned into the Corps of Engineers in December 1982. He commanded an engineer regiment during Operation Parakram in the Palanwala sector along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is on an official visit to USA to attend spring meetings of the of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. She will also participate in G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meetings. The minister left for USA last night. Ms. Sitharaman will take part in bilateral meetings with several countries, including Indonesia, South Korea, Sri Lanka and South Africa.
The union government sources today categorically denied the report appeared in certain media that Goods and Services Tax GST Council plans to raise 5% tax slab to 8%. Highly placed government sources said there is no such proposal and this news is speculative and there is no truth in it. Currently, GST has a 4-tier slab structure of 5, 12, 18 and 28%. Besides, gold and gold jewellery attract 3% tax. Last year, GST Council formed a group of ministers, GOM, on rate rationalization, headed by Karnataka Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai, which includes West Bengal Finance Minister Amit Mitra, Kerala Finance Minister K.N. Balagopal, and Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Tarkishore Prasad. Sources said the GOM has still not prepared its report on rate rationalization. The next date of the meeting of GST Council is also not set. The extreme poverty in India was 12.3 percentage points lower in 2019 as compared to 2011. The poverty headcount rate has declined from 22.5% in 2011 to 10.2% in 2019. According to Policy Research Working Paper of World Bank, poverty reduction was higher in rural areas as compared to urban India. Rural poverty dropped by 14.7%, while urban poverty declined by 7.9 percentage points during 2011 to 2019.
The Union Health Ministry has organized block-level health melas at more than 1 lakh Ayushman Bharat health and wellness centers across the country from today. This is being organized in collaboration with all states, union territories and key ministries such as Women and Child Development, Information and Broadcasting, Panchayati Raj, Ayush and Education. In an exclusive interview to AIR News, Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia said that block-level health melas are part of week-long celebrations under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to create awareness about Ayushman Bharat health and wellness centers and telemedicine and teleconsultations.
18 तारीख से आरोग्य मेला में हमने सुनिश्चित किया है कि प्राइमरी स्क्रीनिंग हो, प्राइमरी ट्रीटमेंट हो, टीबी की भी स्क्रीनिंग हो, बीपी की भी स्क्रीनिंग हो, वहाँ डायबिटिक की भी स्क्रीनिंग हो, ओरल कैंसर की भी स्क्रीनिंग हो, ब्रेस्ट कैंसर की भी स्क्रीनिंग हो, वहाँ सर्वाइकल कैंसर की भी स्क्रीनिंग हो, आयुष्मान भारत कार्ड भी निकाला जाए। ये सारी व्यवस्था ब्लॉक के हेल्थ मेला में हो, इसलिए भारत सरकार की ओर से हमने आर्थिक सहयोग भी किया है और सभी ब्लॉक में हेल्थ मेला से आने वाले दिनों में अभी उसको वहाँ प्राथमिक ट्रीटमेंट मिलेगी, स्क्रीनिंग होगा, मोतियाबिंद का भी स्क्रीनिंग होने के लिए हमने वहाँ सुनिश्चित किया है। उसके आधार पर आने वाले दिनों में मोतियाबिंद का व्यापक ऑपरेशन करके देश को कैटरेक्ट जो पेंडिंग हुआ है पिछले 2 साल में कोविड क्राइसिस की वजह से, उसको भी हमने करना है।
The full interview with Dr. Mandviya will be broadcast tonight from 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. on 100.1 FM Gold. It will also be available at AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel and News on AIR app. Over 186 crore 54 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. India's active caseload currently stands at 11,542. Active cases stand at 0.03% and the recovery rate currently is at 98.76%.
Government e-marketplace GeM has achieved the order value of 1 lakh crore rupees in a single year. This is a significant increase from previous years. News Services Division of All India Radio will bring an interview with the CEO of GeM, PK Singh, in our Spotlight program tonight. In this, he talks about the phenomenal growth GeM has achieved and its bright future.
I am very happy to say that we are on that hockey stick path very much. In the last year, we had done about 38,000 crore cumulative gross merchandise value. That is the order value in GeM. And this year, we have crossed 1 lakh crore. And the beauty of it was that in the last quarter of the last financial year, that is Q4, we surpassed the entire GMV of the last year. So growth has been phenomenal. I mean, we have been growing at an increasing rate. So that's a good part about it. But then we have kept abreast with all the technology developments, all the processing platform improvements. So I see a very bright future of growth on GeM in the future.
To listen to the interview, stay tuned to FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:15 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official, and our website, newsonair.gov.in. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval has said that cybersecurity is the foundation of any successful digital transformation, and any threats in cyberspace directly impacts country's social and economic security. Mr. Doval inaugurated the National Cybersecurity Incident Response Exercise in New Delhi today, highlighting the country's digital revolution and efforts made by the government for launching several digital services. He stressed on safeguarding the national cyberspace. National Cybersecurity Incident Response Exercise will be conducted as a hybrid exercise over a period of 10 days. The aim of the exercise is to train senior management and technical personnel of governmental organizations and agencies on cyber threats. More than 140 officials will be trained through training sessions and strategic exercises. You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaches Gandhinagar on 3-day Gujarat visit, reviews activities of Command and Control Center for schools. Prime Minister to dedicate to the nation and lay the foundation stone of multiple developmental projects at Banas Dairy Sankul in Deodar tomorrow. Army Commanders Conference begins in New Delhi to assess national security challenges, Ukraine war impact. Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey appointed as the next Chief of the Indian Army. Government sources today categorically denied certain media reports that Goods and Services Tax Council plans to raise 5% tax slab to 8%. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman embarks on US visit to attend World Bank IMF meetings. Union Health Ministry organized block-level health melas at more than 1 lakh Ayushman Bharat health and wellness centers across the country. Government to organize a grand event to mark the 400th Prakash Guru Parv of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji on 20th and 21st of this month in the historic Red Fort. Over 69 lakh metric tons of wheat procured in the country so far in the Rabi marketing season 2022-23. Uttar Pradesh government make it compulsory to wear face masks at public places in 7 districts of the state. Sports Authority of India sanctions 1.28 crore rupees for participation of 30 wrestlers in Senior Asian Championship in Mongolia beginning tomorrow. And in IPL cricket, match between Rajasthan Royals and Kolkata Knight Riders underway at Brabant Stadium in Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back to the evening news. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Indian Republican Army!
On the 18th of April 1930, the Chittagong Armory raid was carried out under the leadership of Master Da Surya Sen.
आर्मरी को गार्ड करने के लिए सिर्फ मुट्ठी भर सिपाही मौजूद थे। गोरों को लगता था कि कोई हिंदुस्तानी उनकी हुकूमत के 1 मील दूर तक भी नहीं फटक सकता।
Surya Sen and his fellow freedom fighters were part of a revolutionary group of nationalists called Indian Republican Army, who believed in using force to fight the British. The group included Ganesh Ghosh, Loknath Bal, Ambika Chakrabarti, Hari Gopal Bal, Ananta Singh, Anand Prasad Gupta, Tripura Sen, Bilash De, Vidubhushan Bhattacharya, Preeti Lata Vadedar, Kalpana Datta, Himangshu Sen, Vinod Bihari Chaudhary, Subodh Roy and Manoranjan Bhattacharya.
The armory in police line in Dampada was captured by a group of revolutionaries led by Ganesh Ghosh, while another group led by Loknath Bal took the auxiliary forces armory.
हमें एक भी गोली चलाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी। AFI आर्मरी से मशीन गन्स लाने की जिम्मेदारी लोकनाथ दा और निर्मल दा की थी।
The revolutionaries succeeded in cutting telephone and telegraph wires and disrupting train movements. However, they failed to locate ammunition.
सब कमरों में देख लिया, कहीं कुछ भी नहीं है। यही होनी चाहिए थी। 2 दिन मुकाबला नहीं करता। शहर में घुसना तो बहुत दूर की बात है।
About 16 of the group captured the European Club's headquarters in Pahartali. After the raids, the revolutionaries gathered outside the police armory, where Surya Sen took a military salute, hoisted a national flag, and proclaimed a provisional revolutionary government.
अभी इसी वक्त कुछ देर पहले यहाँ ऐसा कुछ हुआ है जो न कभी देखा गया न कभी सोचा गया।
ब्रिटिश हुकूमत को उसकी जड़ों से ही हिला दिया है, झिझोड़ दिया है।
और ये किसी ट्रेन फौज ने नहीं किया है, ये किया है कुछ चंद बच्चों ने, तुम लोगों ने, तुम सब ने, तुम सब उसके हिस्से हो। इतिहास अगर कुछ याद रखेगा तो सिर्फ इस बात को, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं।
Thus, Chittagong was free for 4 days from the British Raj. But when the British sent reinforcements, the revolutionaries left Chittagong town and marched towards the Chittagong hill ranges and continued the battle from Jalalabad hills.
We also remember freedom fighter Tatya Tope, who was executed by the British on the gallows on the 18th of April, 1859. One of the most notable generals in the First War of Indian Independence of 1857, Tatya lacked formal military training, but is widely considered as the best and most effective generals of the independence movement.
Tatya was born in 1814 in Pune, Maharashtra. His father Pandurang Rao Tope shifted to Bithur in Kanpur, where Tatya became a close friend of Nana Sahib.
भारतपुर में चिंगारी फड़क चुकी है, अब आग सारे हिंदुस्तान में फैल जाएगी। लेकिन तात्या कब तक सोचते रहेंगे नाना साहब? यही मौका है, इस बार या उस बार।
Tatya Tope also came in close contact with Rao Sahib and Rani Lakshmi Bai.
महारानी लक्ष्मीबाई की जय हो।
विराजिए तात्या।
वक्त आ गया है, सोचा था उससे पहले।
हाँ, इसी पल का तो 100 साल से इंतजार था।
In May 1857, when the political storm was gaining momentum, Tatya won over the Indian troops of the East India Company stationed at Kanpur, established Nana Sahib's authority on them and became the commander-in-chief of the independence activists.
After the British reoccupation of Kanpur, Tatya Tope, with the support of the Gwalior contingent, forced General Windham to retreat from Kanpur. When Jhansi was besieged by the British forces, Tatya Tope shifted his headquarters to Kalpi.
With 20,000 men, he came to the rescue of Rani Lakshmibai. Later on, Tatya sieged the fort of Gwalior with the help of the Gwalior contingent, but he was defeated by General Hugh Rose.
Tatya had a natural instinct for guerrilla tactics and evaded British pursuits for 10 months in Rajasthan, Malwa, Bundelkhand and Khandesh in the marathon chase of about 2,800 miles through forests and hills.
He was eventually betrayed by his trusted friend Man Singh on the 8th of April 1859. Tatya was convicted and executed at Shivpuri on the 18th of April 1859.
Tatya Tope continues to live in his legends and folklores. We salute the great martyr.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
कंपटीशन की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी, तो उनके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पर हम लाए हैं अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जिसमें आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर, या फिर ईमेल करेंगे abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर, और हमारे विशेषज्ञ देंगे इसका जवाब। इस बार का विषय है इकोनॉमिक्स। सवाल भेजने की अंतिम तारीख है 20 अप्रैल। आपका अभ्यास, हमारा प्रयास।
FSSAI has launched Food Safety Connect app for food business operators and consumers. Download this app from Google Play Store and easily apply for FSSAI registration. Consumers can use this app to register food-related complaints. The Union Government will organize a grand event on 20th and 21st of April at the Red Fort premises to mark the 400th Prakash Guru Purab of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. The program is being organized as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Union Minister for Culture G. Kishan Reddy informed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the closing ceremony of this Samagam event.
गुरु तेग बहादुर जी के प्रकाश पर्व का आयोजन आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में 70 वर्षों में पहली बार किया जा रहा है। वो दिन अलग अलग कार्यक्रम होगा। 20 तारीख को लाइट एंड शो तथा कीर्तन का आयोजन किया गया। गुरु जी के जीवन के प्रेरणा देने वाले प्रदर्शन भी रेड फोर्ट में 2 दिन लगाएंगे, और 21 को भारत का प्रधानमंत्री उनके बलिदान के याद में एक डाक टिकट और कॉइन भारत सरकार के द्वारा जारी किया जाएगा।
More than 69 lakh metric tons of wheat has been procured in the country so far in the Rabi marketing season 2022-23. It has benefited 5,86,000 farmers with minimum support price value of 13,951 crore rupees. Union Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ministry said wheat procurement has recently commenced in the states of Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Chandigarh, Himachal Pradesh, Gujarat and Rajasthan under Rabi marketing season 2022-23. Uttar Pradesh government today made it compulsory to wear face masks at public places in 7 districts of the state. The cases of COVID infection are rising in the districts which are closer to National Capital Region. The decision was taken at a high-level meeting chaired by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath today. More from our correspondent.
After the review meeting, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that number of COVID cases are rising in the neighboring states and its impact is visible in districts close to NCR. He asked authorities to keep an eye over the COVID situation in districts close to NCR, which includes Gautam Buddha Nagar, Ghaziabad, Hapur, Meerut, Bagpat and Bulandshahr. Face mask will be compulsory at public places in all these 6 districts and state capital Lucknow. Although it was found during genome sequencing that only Omicron variant was present in the samples of COVID-infected people in districts close to NCR. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Sports Authority of India has sanctioned 1.28 crore rupees for participation of 30 wrestlers at Senior Asian Championship in Mongolia beginning from tomorrow. The Youth Affairs and Sports Ministry said 20 wrestlers from the men's team across the freestyle and Greco-Roman categories and 10 from the women's team will compete at the event. Tokyo Olympic medalist Ravi Dahiya and Bajrang Punia will also take part in the championship. In IPL cricket, Rajasthan Royals were 164 in 15.2 overs for the loss of 2 wickets against Kolkata Knight Riders at Brabourne Stadium in Mumbai when reports last came in. Earlier, KKR won the toss and elected to field. Last night, Gujarat Titans defeated Chennai Super Kings by 3 wickets in Pune.
Maharashtra government is likely to issue guidelines soon for use of loudspeakers in religious places. Addressing a press conference in Mumbai today, State Home Minister Dilip Walse Patil said that the Director General of Police Rajneesh Singh and Mumbai's Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey will hold consultations and draft the guidelines. He said the detailed notification in the regard will be released in the next couple of days. BJP President JP Nadda today accused the opposition of waging a direct onslaught on the spirit of the nation and casting aspersions on hard-working citizens. Mr. Nadda's attack on the opposition came in reference to opposition leaders' joint statement in which they attacked the government over the incidents of hate speech and violence.
Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi will experience heat wave. The minimum temperature will be around 26 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to be around 43 degrees. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to be around 35 degrees. Kolkata is likely to have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 28 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 36 degrees. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Jammu is expected to have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Leh will have partly cloudy sky. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The temperature will hover between 11 and 28 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Minimum temperature will be 19 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 33 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaches Gandhinagar on 3-day Gujarat visit. Reviews activities of Command and Control Center for schools. Prime Minister to dedicate to the nation and lay foundation stone of multiple development projects at Banas Dairy Sankul in Deodar tomorrow. Army Commanders Conference begins in New Delhi to assess national security challenges, Ukraine war impact. Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey appointed as the next Chief of Indian Army. Government sources today categorically denied certain media reports that Goods and Services Tax Council plans to raise 5% tax slab to 8%. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman embarks on US visit to attend World Bank IMF meetings. Union Health Ministry organizes block-level health melas at more than 1 lakh Ayushman Bharat health and wellness centers across the country. Government to organize grand event to mark the 400th Prakash Guru Purab of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji on 20th and 21st of this month in the historic Red Fort. Over 69 lakh metric tons of wheat procured in the country so far in the Rabi marketing season 2022-23. Uttar Pradesh government makes it compulsory to wear face masks at public places in 7 districts of the state. Sports Authority of India sanctions 1.28 crore rupees for participation of 30 wrestlers in Senior Asian Championship in Mongolia beginning tomorrow. And in IPL cricket, match between Rajasthan Royals and Kolkata Knight Riders underway at Brabourne Stadium in Mumbai. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.